Maybe this would make a good base spot. Nice and secluded and... Oh, hi, neighbors! Oh, hi, neighbors! I'm here just moving into the... Ooh. Maybe this is the wrong neighborhood. I guess I can... Wait, hey, man, hey! Whoa. I'm just trying... Jeez Louise. Just trying to make a home. Alright, can I... No? Oh my goodness. Another bad neighborhood. Alrighty guys, hello and welcome back. This is of course Subnautica, and as you can tell, we're not in the place we were even in the last video. What the heck's going on? Well, experimental being experimental, kind of wiped out, like I had a bunch of errors every time I tried to log into the last one, so I just restarted. No biggie, no big deal. But the moment you've all been waiting for has come once again. Once again? I don't know. Anyways, sea bases, they're basically complete? Question mark. And I say basically with a question mark because basically the announcement was not exactly very clear on whether or not they are actually complete now. They seem far more well done than they were previously, and it looks like I'm gonna I'm definitely gonna have to play around with the replacing some of the biome around here. But anyways, go ahead and slap this foundation down real quick. It is the same process as it was before. Wham! Wham bam, thank you ma'am. And we have a whole lot more to play with. Ladder. I'm pretty excited because this means that having multi-story setups is now possible, so that's going to be awesome. We've got Fragment Analyzer in the build menu as well now. Lots of cool stuff. Did I already use up? Wow. You burn through titanium like nobody's business. So doing this legitimately will take a pretty long time. And I guess it's a little bit buggy right now. You might be able to knock down your own thing on accident with a knife. And I think there's been a few bugs that they've been working through with flooding and whatnot. But that's okay, because we're gonna have some fun. So tell you what, we are gonna start with a T quarter, and now, woo-woo, we can rotate. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're gonna actually throw that over here. See, now my OCD is gonna kick in, or rather, my extreme desire for symmetry. Oh, whatever. It's cool. It's all good. It's all good. Bam! Look at that. Look at that. Alright, now we're gonna try out one of the... Yes, one of the corners. Perfect. And as you can see, I have a little bit of an overhang here, right down into... Ooh, quite the drop. Let's see, let's get a straight corridor right here. Because what I want to do is slap on a hatch. Oh, I need some glass. Whoops. I guess we'll just get a bunch. Ta-da. Bam! Look at that. Yep. Looks about right. And of course you can look up. Nice, nice. Alright. Where is... Really hoping for... Yes, a window! Yeah, look at that! Bam! Alright. And you can deconstruct it. Interesting. So it's very, very modular. Very... Oh, nighttime's coming. Nighttime's approaching! Very, very open to... Go ahead and stick this here. To, you know, building on the fly not only, but really kind of solidifying your vision that you have for your underwater home. That's pretty awesome, because there are probably going to be times where you use up a ton of materials and then you're like, crap, I don't like how that is turning. Hey, 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 you little thief. Hey, get out of here, get out of here. And they are, I think, still working on the ability to dock sea moths and the Cyclops, but I am quite certain that stuff's coming, so... reinforcement. Ooh, increases hull strength. How do we do that? I'm not sure, but let's slap a generator down in the middle, maybe? Maybe we'll stick that over here on this end. Bam. There you go. That, I think, will power up the entire thing. And let's go ahead and... Well, let's see. Fabricator and fragment analyzer, that goes inside. More foundation. Well, let's just do a bunch of corridors. Because that's what's going to get you the ability to stick a bunch of windows and hatches and all sorts of stuff on. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. You can basically... I mean, I'm hoping that they're going to end up creating some wider cylinders. Make things that, I mean, it feels cozy inside, but, you know, create some other modules that allow you some large spaces to work in. Because I know it's going to get really annoying when eventually you have all of your stuff, if not most of your stuff. Awesome, the lights are on. Huh, I guess that's what the sound of the generator is. Oh, and they fixed the whole not being able to see very far. Oh, this is perfect. So getting a view, very important. Find the right spot, do a lot of scouting. You can see the glow of the plants below. But it's going to get really obnoxious when you have nothing but hallways in which to store your stuff. When you have a bunch of lockers taking up the space and everything. Maybe you can have little cubbies like this where you stick locker, locker, locker. But dedicating, you know, an entire chunk of a module like that to it may not be... Huh, cool. May not be, you know, the best option for some people. Let's go ahead and make some more... Yep, there's the lockers, okay. Let's go ahead and make some more straight corridors. There we go. And me being the kind of guy that I am, I love being underwater, but I also being underwater and being able to just kind of observe without, you know, needing to feel like I have to go anywhere or anything. So I'm just going to have windows absolutely everywhere. And I might actually do that by... Let's make this X corridor kind of the... Did it do it? Does it hook up? I don't know. I don't know how to... Hold on. Let's hop inside and see what we can do. Maybe not. Do you have to put a hatch on? Oh. So you can deconstruct. +1 to base hull strength now 20. Okay, so you're not gonna get a lot of your titanium back, I don't think. Let me see. No, actually you do get all your titanium back. Cool. Maybe it desires a hatch. Bam. Okay, so we can go in and out. Let's go ahead and play with the X corridor once again. Did that do it? Uh-oh. Nope. Yeah, just blocked it. Okay, so that's, you know, that's one question answered. Perhaps you need to go in and make yet another hatch on this side? Not quite sure how it wants me to do things. Let's see. Hatch. Yes. Okay, so that is exactly what you need to do. The hatch... Nope. Never mind. I was wrong, kids. I was wrong. So, I'm not... again, I don't think it's completely finished now, but there's a lot more 2C bases. It's technically released and everything. It's not just the bare bones basics. But some of the kinks obviously are going to need to be worked on. And perhaps I'll play around with it more and see what I can give you guys as well. But this, you know, this is the future. Love it. Let's go ahead and reinforce the hole. See what that does for us. Hello? Let me in. Ah, okay. So it's only on those specific panels it's going to add to the overall base strength. So what you're going to want to do is kind of have plan for specific spots to be reinforcements, specific spots to be the windows, and I guess this is why they recommend building in a spot that's kind of safe. The shallower waters, the coral areas, that really you're only going to run into fish, that kind of a thing. You're not going to run into the dragon sharks or whatever the bone sharks are. You're not going to run into the stalkers or anything. They're not going to come ram your place and tear it down. And then maybe dedicate, you know, like I was trying to do, is dedicate the second floor to being the observation deck or whatever. And so you put all the windows up there and you reinforce all the lower parts instead. So just some thoughts to keep in mind. And no, again, as you can see, I'm not drowning or anything for the purpose of this video. I want to see what this ladder does, though. Let's go inside. I said let's go inside. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and do this. I would suggest, for example, if you have all the stuff, all the pipes on the outside, if you have internal pipes connecting the corridors and everything, have all the reinforcement there. Maybe have a window on the top or whatever, depending on how your setup is, because you're obviously not really going to care too much about putting windows and just looking at the other parts. Unless that's the thing and you want to look straight through everything and look out the other side. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling now, aren't I? No. Build it back. Let's go inside. Let's see what we can do with a ladder. No? I can't do anything with a ladder? Okay. Let's try. Let's see. Hatch. Another straight corridor on top. And then ladder. No. Can't just straight up make a ladder. I mean, it's just 3 titanium. Oops. Gotta be careful that clicking. Let's see. Ladder. Oh! That is how. Okay, so just takes a little bit of fiddling around. Perfect. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. We do have a second floor now. Oh, that is so cool. And I just fell down. Okay. This is pretty freaking sweet, not gonna lie. There you go, look at that. Straight up connected. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna take that ladder out. I want to keep this as kind of the, let's deconstruct that real quick. I want to keep the X corridor as kind of the main traveling corridor. Oh, this is perfect. Alright, tell you what, I will be right back, guys. I will construct this all with the vision. Wanted to hop in here and show you damage detected due to weak hull strength. Build reinforcements or remove the weak parts. So this can happen to you. As you can see, it is flooded. I am... yeah, that is kind of a proof of what I was looking to do. I was trying to cause a failure, and I did. And this is exactly why you need to reinforce, because everything can go to crap if you don't. It is susceptible, I think, to... Let's see. Stick some reinforcement over here. There we go. Woo! That was close. This is something I was going to wait to show you when everything was done, but basically what I was trying to demonstrate here, yes, it looks terrible, and essentially I would love if they added something of a periscoping module so that you could just go straight up with a ladder or something rather than stacking and looking hideous like this. I was trying to see if I could go all the way to the surface, and if it would go beyond the surface. It does not, however, go beyond the surface, and keep falling down. But you can keep stacking on top of each other, so you can have an absolutely enormous base, and it seems to only be flooded at a certain point. Interesting. So there's definitely some bugs to work out. There's water up there. There's not water down here. So I guess if you reinforce everything that's up here, should take care of some of the damage. Might need to, we can try our hand at repairing it as well. So go ahead and see about welding. Does that help? No, it doesn't seem to do much of anything. But having giant elaborate bases can be a bad thing. So just wanted to put that out there. Welder doesn't seem to do much of anything, but as long as you just reinforce and make sure that everything is taken care of that way. Oh, never mind, there is some stuff to weld. We've got ruptures. See, I love this kind of detail. I love the fact that even though I'm in very shallow water, you still have to be careful about stacking crap and putting too much stress on your... Oof. I have 10 that I have to take care of. Putting too much stress on your building. And as you can see, I did just that. You can look straight through. Pretty sweet. And I know. Here I am talking again before it's complete. But I wanted to also kind of make a point of order for you guys. It might be very, very important for you to plan things out beforehand, and instead of being, you know, required to sketch out your idea. I mean, that might be your preferred way of doing things, but it's very, very viable to simply lay down the plans. It doesn't require any materials whatsoever, so being able to lay it out and kind of see how you want things rearranged beforehand, that's possible, and it's also something that would be very, very intelligent to do. So when you have your builder and you're selecting, you know, the kind of layout that you want, just kind of do what you would normally do. Let's go ahead and stick a T corridor down, slap that down, and bam, you have the plan that you can kind of lightly see. It's kind of hard to see, but you know, if you need to move it, just go ahead and hit E. It deconstructs that plan, and you can turn it into, say, an X corridor instead. So just a bit of a note for you guys to keep in mind. Alrighty, ladies and gents, here we go. This is the, well, not the complete vision I had in mind, but turns out that even when you have all of the parts readily available through the console commands, it doesn't make it any... It does make it faster, but it doesn't make it any less kind of laborious to get it all done, because you still have to plan it all out and construct it, which takes quite a bit of time, turns out. So this is going to be one of those things that when you're doing this legitimately, it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of investment, not only resource-wise, but effort-wise, and something that I think in the end you'll feel really, really proud of, because you invested so much into it. But as you can see, kind of just played around with some of the layouts, some of the things that you could do with it, to kind of try to give you guys different ideas of what's possible and what's kind of buggy. So let's go ahead and head on inside. Woo! Bouncing off stuff, as usual. I did stick a beacon down, because if you have to go traveling, then that's kind of annoying. I really hate that they make so much noise, but whatever. Hopefully that'll change. Alright, so first off, we have our storage and fabrication center. Basically made this little little half circle kind of a thing, dealy to deal with this little cubby. Nice little cozy comfy. Little cozy comfy cubby. Wow, say that 10 times fast. We have your fabricator, you have your access to your fragment analyzer, which is much tinier now, and a couple of lockers to give your immediate resources. And then over here, I wanted to show you kind of what I meant earlier about space issues. Why that's just sitting there, I don't know. These take up a lot of space when they're just in a corridor like this, so I don't think it's too viable having them anywhere but something like a cubby over there, where they're out of the way. You don't have to, you know, do this. If you don't mind this, it's not a huge deal or anything. Maybe it'd be a little easier with a window here. It wouldn't seem so cramped. But I did go ahead and block off this area back here with a couple of lockers, as you can see. And just kind of creates its own wall. And might give you some ideas on, you know, maybe you want to create a little secret spot. And who knows, when multiplayer comes out, who knows how the permissions are going to be with construction, deconstruction, if you can modify your buddy's base or anything, because that would mean that you could essentially block off resources that you don't want them to have access to, that kind of thing. So, something to keep in mind. We're going to go over this way. And as you can see, I have a couple generators spotted throughout. I'm not sure if one can do the job for an entire complex when you really stretch out over a significant amount of space, but I thought I'd throw them down just in case. I did have some flooding issues, I did have some bug issues that I'll show you here in a second, and I kind of expanded, did a little outcropping over there. We'll get to that in a second. We'll go to the second floor instead. This is what I'm calling my observatory spot for the time being, because it's got all the windows, you've got all these different viewpoints that you can peek out from, and the draw distance is significantly better. I really appreciate that they did that. They must have listened. They are doing such a good job on not only development time, but development, you know, progress and quality of progress, because not only do they bring new stuff to you every few weeks, but they're doing it while listening to their player base, their testers. They're doing it while moving on, not only with their own vision, but kind of a community vision. I'm trying to see if there's any issues. I was reading on the forums that some people have had like issues where they look out and they don't see water, they just see fish floating in nothing. So I don't seem to be having that issue. I can clearly see that there's water and the water particles, that kind of thing. Bubbles are bubbling away. So that's the observatory part. We'll go back down here and go back over, and I'll show you what I mean by bugs. Oh, see. It's similar to what was happening over there when I stacked all the stuff. But it's not an issue of, you know, not having enough reinforcements. I have a good 40 solid positive points that I could play with, and you know, construction seems to be a point system where you have to reinforce enough so that you can build more, etc., etc. The more you build, the less points you have. But there seems to be a problem here where I don't know, like I put a foundation underneath this and I still had the same issue, and visually I like just not having foundation, just kind of having that floating part of the base out sticking over the cool part of the seabed. And normally when you have this kind of a bug issue, as soon as it activates, yeah, you can see I'm just swimming through the whole place now. Well, you can go to a hatch and it usually fixes that issue. Not a big deal. It's a little annoying sometimes, especially because this is kind of the little cranny that I really enjoy the most. But when you add a hatch to the part that's kind of buggy, it doesn't fix the issue. It actually just kind of does nothing. So just something to keep in mind. You might want to think about where you're putting your base a little bit more until they get some stuff ironed out. Again, not a huge deal considering the kind of progress that they have put into this, but yeah, just something for them to work on and for you to be aware of. But I've been obviously working on making this a little more, you know, natural, a little more built into the landscape and everything. It is just sitting on a large stretch of sand, so it's not too much of an issue, but you have those little floating posts every once in a while. So hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed playing around with all this stuff. Definitely coming along, definitely impressed. Unknown Worlds is really keeping to their vision, keeping to their promises too, and I cannot wait to see where they go from there. I guess there's a lot more that they want to put into it too. So keep tuned. Keep us in mind as this progresses and everything. And by us, I mean me. Hit that sub button, hit that like button. Let me know that you guys love this as much as I do. And keep an eye out. Not sure what the next update is going to be, but definitely excited. And oh no, clipping issues! There we go. That's taken care of. And dive safely, guys. Enjoy. Build your own masterpieces, because I know this is just kind of a giant inner tube for me. I'll see you guys in the next one, and have fun. Cheers.
You've got some blood on you.